11 minutes of nonstop news, your Weather Authority forecast, and SWX sports headlines. This is KHQ Local News, 11 at 11. On KHQ, breaking news.
Good evening and thanks for watching KHQ Local News 11 at 11. I'm Chairston Ramsing. Stephanie has the night off and we do begin tonight with breaking news. An attempted robbery at the Little Caesars Pizzeria on Market. That's in Hilliard, and it happened just before 10 this evening. We sent KHQ Local News reporter Patrick Erickson to learn more. He joins us live tonight. And Patrick, what's the very latest information?
Chairston, good evening. Right now, officers continue their search for a suspect in this attempted robbery here in Hilliard. Right now, they tell me they do not know if it is connected to any of the other robberies that they have been seeing lately in just the last few weeks. Now, this one happened just after 9 o'clock tonight. Officers got that call of an attempted robbery at the Little Caesars Pizza Shop on the 4000 block of North Market. Now, employees tell us a suspect walked into the store, demanded cash. Now, there was no weapon displayed at the time. That suspect then took off. We do not know if he was able to get away with anything. A vehicle was not seen by any witnesses. Immediately, officers in the area set up a perimeter. They brought in a canine unit, but they were unable to locate that suspect. Right now, he is being described as a tall white male wearing a ski mask, gloves, and tan pants. Now, because of the rash of robberies in just the past few weeks, police say this has become a priority for them. Police and sheriff detectives are now both involved in this investigation.
With the string of robberies that are happening in the city, in the county, they've had them in the some of the outlying communities as well. We are sharing information, working together with the sheriff department and other law enforcement agencies, sharing information so that we can bring these individuals into custody. We're also using our crime analysis personnel who can work to find MOs and things that might help lead us to potential suspects.
Now, officers did find a mask and gloves just a few blocks away from the Little Caesars here. They do believe they belong to the suspect. He actually tossed them while he was running. Detectives right now are currently looking at surveillance video inside this Little Caesars to try to get any sort of other information they can, including any other description of this suspect. Right now, anyone with information is asked to call Crime Check at 456-2233. Reporting live in Hilliard tonight, Patrick Erickson, KHQ Local News.
Patrick, thank you. In the past few weeks, there have been 11 different armed robberies in the area, and now detectives are asking for the help from you, the public, to identify these men and put them behind bars.
It's really scary, actually. We've all kind of known it was going to happen for the past couple weeks.
Puffin Glass manager Avery Young thought his employee was kidding when he got a call last night telling him that two men with guns had just robbed the store. But take a look here from this surveillance video. It is anything but a joke. Unbelievable surveillance video there. Just before 10 o'clock last night, two men stormed into the shop with guns pointed at the employee before taking him into the back area and tying him up. Detectives believe this robbery could be connected to the others over the last 2 weeks.
These are folks that are extremely dangerous. They're going into businesses, brandishing weapons right from the get-go, bounding some of these folks in the back of the business. So they're extremely dangerous. That's why we've combined our efforts with the city, and we need to catch these folks and get them behind bars before anybody gets hurt.
The sheriff department wants to remind everyone that if they see something suspicious, to be a good witness by paying attention to things like clothing and vehicles, and to call 911 immediately if they feel there is any danger. Police say these suspects should be considered armed and dangerous. If you have any information on the string of robberies, you can call Crime Check. The number is on your screen.
Poet Henry Ibsen reminds us 1,000 words will not leave so deep an impression as one mighty deed.
Saluting the brave tonight, hundreds of people filled the INB Performing Arts Center today to pay their respects to 3 fallen airmen who died when their refueling plane crashed in the mountains of Kyrgyzstan. Today, the public was able to pay their respects to Captain Tyler Voss, Tech Sergeant Trey Mackey, and Captain Victoria Pinicky, who died on May 3rd when their KC-135 crashed. Well, today's service had been weeks in the making.
We mourn all of them today. We celebrate them. We memorialize them. It is said life is just a collection of memories, and memories are like starlight. They go on forever. The starlights of these fallen warriors will never, never fade.
Well, today their sacrifice was honored by a full military memorial, including a 21-gun salute. Colonel Brian Newberry, commander at Fairchild, spoke about trying to find some sort of comfort in the support that came from around the world.
Incredible. I've been here for 10 months now. This is an incredible community. It does have a heart of lilac, but its spirit is red, white, and blue. And ever since I've been here, this is just another testament to the Inland Northwest, true patriots for our country. And we appreciate the support that has been from the first responders to the mayor, to everyone out here, to the local citizens that says that they stand with Fairchild Airmen.
Well, all three fallen airmen were combat veterans of Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan. Well, right now on our web channel, KHQ.com, we have a special section dedicated to three fallen airmen. And today, our web producers spent the afternoon putting together a slideshow of the emotional service. You can see all that right now at KHQ.com. Just click on the KC-135 crash link at the top of the page. Well, new tonight at 11, this was a horrific story we first brought you last night. Well, now bail has been set at $1 million for a 25-year-old Washington man accused of putting his 6-week-old daughter in a freezer for about an hour to try her to stop from crying. Well, Tyler James Deutsch pleaded not guilty today to charges of child assault, criminal mistreatment, and interfering with report of domestic violence. Doctors believe the baby will survive, but too soon to tell just what kind of complications, potential complications, there could be. Prosecutors say the child's core temperature fell to 84 degrees in the 10-degree freezer. She also had a broken arm and leg and a head injury. Prayers to that little baby. An Oregon high school student faces serious charges after police say he made a bomb and intended to set it off at his school. 17-year-old Grant Cord was arraigned today, and as you can see from this video, Cord has been charged with an adult with 19 charges, including attempted aggravated murder and 6 counts of manufacturing and possessing a destructive device. Investigators say they found evidence of bomb-making materials where he lives, including 2 pipe bombs, Molotov cocktails, and Drano bombs. There were no bombs found at the school, which reported today after the holiday weekend.
Our students came today with smiles on their faces and with their heads held high.
And of course, we'll continue to follow this story and how it all pans out. Well, to the weather now. Rainy weather has led to another landslide on Whidbey Island, but officials say it isn't threatening any homes and there haven't been any evacuations. The 300-foot slide reported Monday evening, and one man moved into his home about a week ago. He says he was watching TV when he heard a loud noise. He says it looks like the slide knocked down several power poles, causing outages in the area.
I figured it was something in the house that had fallen, so I wandered around, looked a little bit, and then looked out the back and saw that a little bit of the bluff here had come down in my backyard.
Well, and it's been tough for the folks over there. This is not the same area as the destructive March landslide that knocked one home off its foundation and threatened dozens more. All right, well, a lot of warm weather and rain on the west side. Is all that rain making its way here? Let's check in with Leslie Lowe, who I believe has a little bit of sunshine in the forecast. Good evening, Leslie.
Hi. You know, I'm watching that video. You know, it is very unsettling and worrisome when you see something like that. You know, our hearts go out to the folks out there at Whidbey Island. They have seen quite a bit of rainfall. It has been an active spring, but it normally is. And we're going to continue to look for the possibility of showers for the next couple of days. You can see this next wave moving on shore right now, with the bulk of the activity lying on the west side of the state. As it starts to make its way over to our area, we'll see it shear out a bit. Most of the activity by tomorrow afternoon and evening is going to be up across the northeast mountains and into the northern panhandle. And whereas temperatures today were a little bit cooler than what we would typically see this time of the year, say 61 degrees was our high, our average is actually 70 degrees. Temperatures are on the rise as we head into the day tomorrow, and as we head into the second half of the week and into the weekend, things are looking much better. Let's talk about the systems that are making their way across the Midwestern states. Once again, you can see Oklahoma, Kansas, all the way up into areas around Michigan, seeing severe thunderstorms, also plenty of tornadoes that have moved all the way up from Kansas and now being reported in areas around Michigan. I know just the most recent reports for people actually trapped in a high school there in Michigan. So we'll continue to follow these storms. Of course, it is a very active spraying out their direction as well. So I guess we'll be very grateful that we live where we live, right, Kirsten?
We are always grateful to live right here in the Inland Northwest. Thank you, Leslie. Well, local businesses affected by I-5 bridge collapse in Skagit County may benefit from $150,000 that will be used to support marketing and promotion efforts. Earlier today, Governor Jay Inslee directed that the State Department of Commerce release the money from an economic development account to support the local economy. The Department of Commerce is working with local partners in Skagit, Whatcom, Island, and San Juan counties to develop a regional media plan to inform the public that area businesses and attractions are open and reachable by alternative routes and by ferries. Well, starting to look into your pantry, we are just days away from the annual Success by 6 food drive, and it is happening this Friday. Members of the KHQ family will be at 8 different locations across the Inland Northwest, from Airway Heights to Meade into Coeur d'Alene, collecting food and monetary donations. Everything collected stays right here in the Inland Northwest, and all donations will be split between Northwest Harvest and Second Harvest. You can drop off your non-perishable food at any of our locations that we have linked to our website, khq.com. One bank is doing its part to say thank you to our troops, and coming up in about 15 minutes, find out how you can thank our military men and women for their service and raise money for them at the same time.
Hi folks, Lewis Clark State College trying to keep its national championship hopes alive. Could they avoid elimination today in Lewiston? We'll have the answer coming up later in sports.
Beards are really hot right now.
Yes, they are. Right after the break, we'll tell you how one agency is using facial hair to drum up business.
Watch KHQ Local News and Ellen on your mobile device, free in the App Store right now.